are insane at the game. They have been literally improving every single day that I've seen them run, and I'm very glad to see them already that far into the tournament. We'll definitely see how it goes by, but these runners should start in a second. And I believe they will start in very very soon. As the countdown just faded by, and we are going to start on Knuckles.
All right,
Oh, let's go. You're back.
told you, just a minute. Anyways, yeah, we're back with KAG. Last match was crazy. Let's see how this match goes. Alpha, before we get too heavy into Speed Highway, do you have any favorites for this match?
Oh my gosh, this is pretty much even for me. Nim is a very old friend of mine from very far back into the years. I started running SADX in 2013, and Nim was around a little bit, I think, later than that, or maybe even earlier. I don't even know. So I know Nim since a long time, and Mimik has been one of my best buds since I've met him in the last year. So I mean, this right now is just, and they're both equally almost as good in KG, I believe. They have very similar PBs and that are in the 32 range, I believe. So this is literally anyone's game, and we'll see how it goes. How about you?
I think just from my experience getting my ass handed to me by Nim early in the tournament, I think I slightly lean Nim, but it seems like perhaps early on at least, Nim has fallen a bit behind. He got a kind of nasty Speed Highway set in the negative way, getting the last two pieces with the cop car piece giving him a lot of trouble. Mimik, on the other hand, got a really good set, I believe a 16.
Yeah, with the line in it, you already see the piece 2 flipping. If Mimik gets a vault from piece 1 right now, this is a great set.
If this is vault piece, that's an incredible other set for Casino. Nim getting the piece 2, I believe, right beside the clip, and getting the vault piece 1. This is not a bad set from Nim either.
Those are also pretty fun sets to execute, because in Casino, I believe, personally, that's how I see it. I think Casino is the best stage for Knuckles when it comes to base movement and how many things you can actually do around the level. I think it's actually really fun, and if you're going really fast into them, it just feels very satisfying to get things done, you know? So
Hard agree, Casino's my favorite Knuckles stage as well. Sure. Right above Speed Highway. Mimik got Cream Skip. We'll see if Nim, of course, hitting Cream Skip as well. We have the double Cream Skip. They go into Chaos 2. Neither of them should have issues with this boss. They both know it very well, I believe. What is Mimik doing? What the? That works?
How did that what?
Okay, you know what? Mimik has just been pulling out all the most insane strats this entire tournament. I can't be surprised at this point.
I mean, Mimik is one of the most strange runners because you always think that nothing is going to work in how Mimik sets up stuff, but then it always ends up working.
It always works.
Yeah, it's like Mimik was talking shit before the tournament. He was like, okay, when I beat my opponents, I'm just gonna get speed shoes or like he get carried by RNG, and then, you know, everyone would be laughing because it's like, well, when do you see speed shoes happening? And twice in the tournament, back to back. It's like, what are the odds now? Like, what's going on?
He's gotten them twice, and he's only played 3 matches, which literally insane.
Yeah.
Both of them have picked up the Monkey Destruction Switch. Mimik on his way to Red Mountain. There's about a good 15-second gap between their, or maybe a bit more. Their timers aren't synced. I'm not sure. A 3:48 enter for Mimik into Red Mountain. He's playing this odd. Went for the Monkey Bar piece. Decided to check piece 3. A second separates them according to their timers. Nim with a 3:49 enter Red Mountain. Oh, Mimik getting 2 volcano pieces, the dig spot into the piece 3. Funnily enough, this does make the checking the volcano in the first place a bit better, but he didn't get the piece 1.
It's really smart. That was so smart from Mimik.
Ooh, and they're synced, which means Nimputs is ahead. He has taken the lead because of the timer difference. About 11 seconds now ahead. They both leave Red Mountain very similar times RTA.
But slightly ahead, maybe by around like 10 to 15 seconds, depending on how much Mimik lost right there to the gamble. Unfortunately, didn't pull off speed shoes, but you know,
No
cannot have
speed
it every
shoes, but
single
there
hit,
is one
so.
more chance
True,
in jungle.
actually. And I believe Mimik was talking to me yesterday about when you're entering jungle to dig directly and try to get speed shoes so you can have 2 chances, but this would be
I don't
maybe
even
4
think
seconds.
I don't even think you can dig on that route, can you?
I'm not entirely sure, but that's what I've heard Mimik talk about yesterday, so I'm sure
You
he
know
has
what?
an
Maybe
idea.
we'll see it.
Yeah, this
He'll
guy.
either hit the Millie Rock or dig and somehow pull up speed shoes.
I
Just
mean,
does that.
the Millie Rock is also pretty swag, so I mean, at this
Millie
point,
Rock
I'm
is
not complaining.
swag.
Yeah.
KAGT2022, dude, I've commentated this fight so much. I'm running out. I can't do
Yes,
this anymore.
Yeah, it just explodes into balls and then it doesn't attack, and then I mean, you go into the air, woo, turn around there.
Need me a man who can explode into balls. Am I right, gamers?
Am I right?
Yeah, I don't have anything to say. This fight's fairly simple.
Yeah, no, it really is. You just stay in the air and you just turn around in the air. You try to stall as much as you can in the air. There's something that I've seen no runners actually do in this tournament to stall in the air. But if you're low, while you know Chaos is going to do an attack or very close to a phase ending before a hit, what you can do is click A to B or the jump to the action button while you're in the air, and you do this continuously. So Knuckles will basically do an air dodge or a jump cancel.
Air dodge.
Yeah, well, it makes it an air dodge. I mean, I'm a melee player, okay? Not judge me.
That's why I was laughing. Funny.
Yeah, but anyway, it allows you to stall in the air for a lot more time than just turning around midair, especially if you have not a lot of height. It's a very, very good way to be safe around this boss, I'd say.
Yeah, common tactic for higher level Knuckles runners to just spam jump cancel. I also find that it gets him to come towards me more often if I do it in the water right before a hit. Reduces travel distance, which can be useful if you're a bit too far away.
Jump canceling, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can essentially manipulate Chaos movement by jump canceling. That's why we see a lot of runners jump canceling on leaves, because Chaos will not move and then you will just fall because the leaf will fall as soon as Chaos touches it, so you're in the perfect place to actually land a hit.
Miraculously, anyway, we are talking about KAGT2022 after it's ended. What the fuck is wrong with us?
I don't know. We're just vibing. That's how it is. And I mean, this is the sync of all time at the same time.
This is the sync of all time.
I'm just enjoying this, really.
Mimik missing the key throw. Getting it before Nim, unfortunate. But still about a, 20... or a 10-second, 11-second difference. No, about a 22-second difference between their two timers, I believe. Or 18. I'm bad at math. Don't come for me. Mimik a bit slower than Nim on the Lost World. About a second and like 3/4 slower. Nim with a 11 flat. That's pretty typical. Lost World clip can lose you literally like a second, just because it's kind of tricky. Getting it consistent, very difficult.
Yeah, it's definitely nothing to take for granted, because even though the clip is very simple and very straightforward looking, it can definitely haunt your dreams when it comes to actually failing it, because after that you can fall in the capsule, and there's a lot of things that can happen even though it doesn't seem that way. Or just, I've seen it before, falling off the wall and then having to go back up.
Yeah, I've done that. It's sad.
Yeah, it's a pretty sad
moment
when it happens.
But yeah, Lost World, surprisingly difficult. But both of our runners off to the egg carrier. I do want to note, Mimik is ahead RTA at least a little bit, but the timer difference in play, about 20 seconds of a gap between the two runners still.
And this is kind of tricky too, because right now we're on Nux. Oh,
Nim.
Nim tries to skip the cutscene there. I mean, maybe it will happen someday. We've never seen it so far, but who are we to judge that?
When is the whistle glitch 2 coming in, where we can skip that cutscene by whistling?
That is true. That is true.
You'd know, Mr. Tells Runner, what the whistle can do. Mimik getting a instant piece 1 here. Nim not getting any pings. He'll have to go all the way to the back for his piece 1. Getting the piece 3, but ooh, this piece 2 could be dangerous. I believe it's both of the containers. This is actually not super great because you have to restart to get out of the container. It is possible to hit one of the cannons, but it's wildly inconsistent and I believe a bit slower than just restarting. But killing the enemy, no problem. Mimik also missing his piece 2. It's the back enemy.
That was horrendous RNG for Mimik right there, but...
Yeah, that was actually a terrible set for Mimik, but he played it pretty well.
Yeah, both runners actually played very well their set. It's just RNG comes
Set,
into play
but
at
it's
this
not
point.
very good on either
Yeah.
half. Nim missing the cutscene trigger! No! That's like a 2-second time bleed. You don't want a lot of time bled over these stories because we saw last race, the smallest of time saves can add up. Smallest of time losses can add up. Cause you to win very, very close races. Nim going through the end of Knuckles very easily. Mimik
is on pace for a low 11, while Mimik is on pace for a high 11, but then Amy's next, and
Amy is next.
I believe both runners are really good at mirror room. I don't know if Mimik's going to attempt castle skip, because I know Mimik can do it, and I've seen him do it consistently, but I think in a tournament setting, Mimik wants to go safe, because he knows there's no opponents to look down to, so I think both of these runners will go for mirror room. But that's...
Yeah, I know Nim. Nim is a play what you know enjoyer. He plays what he knows. Mimik's having trouble with Chaos 6. This could be disastrous for him if he doesn't very quickly dispose of him. Thankfully, the Freezy dropping right in front of him, bailing him out of a pretty tough situation. Exiting with a 12 flat, I believe. And Nim with a around 11-20. Now both in Amy. Mimik loading up through the starting cutscenes. There is still quite a hefty gap for Mimik to come back from, but of course Amy is the biggest execution check, at least in my opinion, of this category. She has a lot of very tough tricks, a lot of very tough movement, and arguably the hardest IL in the game, Hot Shelter, which both of our runners want to crush. But first we have to get through Twinkle Park.
Yeah, which is Twinkle Park can be quite a mess in literally both versions of the tricks.
Mirror Room can sneak up on you.
Yeah, the camera changing by itself if you don't wait up, or if you do it too fast, or there's so many different ways that Mirror Room can screw you over, and one death is literally, I believe, the advance that Nim has on Mimik right now, so...
Yeah, one death could close the gap, I believe, depending on how they play afterwards. Mimik... Nim hitting a very good Mirror Room. Mimik lining up for a very wide castle skip.
Will he go? Okay.
Yeah, he bails after missing the jump on the door, but Nim, we've seen him all tournament crack Mirror Room skip like it's literally nothing. On track for a 46, I believe. Oh, it's getting stopped. I'm so sorry, Nim. A 49. A 50, sad! A 50 is still very, very good with Mirror Room. That's around what you would see at the higher aiming levels if of course we did Mirror Room skip. Lol. Mimik losing 3 seconds there because of the failed castle skip.
Playing around the same level right now.
Yeah, definitely. This race is still very, very close. I think just barely 30 seconds apart of each other.
And that's literally one death on Hot Shelter. That's literally a door section on Final Egg. That's just jungle. That's so many different things.
So many things in Amy can absolutely turn this race. It's going to be scary going into Hot Shelter for both of our runners. Nim, I'm not sure if he knows the lead he has right now. But he knows he doesn't want to mess up in Hot Shelter. Hot Shelter can be incredibly costly if you miss it. Mimik's looking very low on points with just 2 seconds remaining. Oh no.
Oh no, he knows. He knows.
Oh, he bails on Hedgehog Hammer. I think that's the first Hedgehog Hammer fail we've had this entire tournament. That is catastrophic.
That is the reason why it's almost better to gamble while doing jump hammer attacks than actually waiting there and then trying to get the hedgehog heads for sure. I think
Yeah.
You are going way faster when you're in the air doing an attack there, so you have more time to actually clutch it up if anything. So.
Yeah, I've had last second clutches with Hedgehog Hammer. Oh no. Ooh, just barely getting to 2,000, the point threshold you need to meet before the timer ends, as Nim, now 30 seconds into Hot Shelter. This has turned into about a 45-second gap. Probably more.
Nice. I mean, Nim's just out there ripping through Hot Shelter like it's...
That was an incredible Act 1, a 43-second transition to Act 2. Absolutely a banger, as he just cruises through. He's doing what he knows. He's going right side here. This Mimik, I believe, missed elevator clip, but hit the door clip. The only thing that I think Mimik can do to catch up a bit is do some of the strats that Nim doesn't go for. Nim chooses not to do a lot of the harder Hot Shelter strats just because they're risky. He likes playing it safe. And I understand that decision. If you can play solidly with what you know, not take too many risks, this isn't the time for risk-taking, especially not in Losers Round 4. You want to avoid that. Nim missing pasta skip. This is a little bit of time that Mimik can make up. Ooh, this animal's gonna cause issues, I think, but ooh, yeah. Mimik exited with a 49 Act 1. Also went for right side. And hitting pasta skip now. Mimik has a chance to pull a bit of a... pull the gap a bit closer. Ooh, that was a risky jump from Mimik.
It was scaring me too, because sometimes there's something you can do with like these doors. You can basically see it a lot with top level runners on Amy for the last doors that you get in the levels, which Nimputs is going to in like a second.
Ooh.
If you go from a right or left direction, and you can literally phase through any of those doors in the level, so you can also do it right after bridge skip.
Yeah, Nim exiting with a 225. Mimik got pasta skip first try. Also hit the door first try. Nim did have to restart this. He's going to make up 20 seconds over Nim in this level, which is massive. You want to see that the lead that Nim has growing a little bit smaller. That's what Mimik needs right now, is Nim to have the worst level performance between the two. Though, I will note, a 225 Hot Shelter, not bad in its own right. Hot Shelter, very deceptively easy. I hate that level. It's very bad. But it is hella fun to crack through if you get it right.
Amy is just stacked up, probably the most technical gameplay in the entire game for the amount of time that you're playing.
Definitely agree. It is the category I think has probably seen the most growth over the past few years too.
I lost the Boston over the light and Hazel on this
one. Yeah, of course.
This is y'all.
Amy strats get crazier by the month.
Literally. And
we're literally looking for a better Twinkle Park skip, or Castle skip.
There was a strat, I believe.
There was a strat. I think it's TAS only.
Yeah, it is definitely TAS only.
Imagine.
Yeah, I mean, unless...
A strat's a strat.
It could happen, technically. It's just, we need to find someone that will take the challenge to the boat.
True. But both of them have entered Final Egg. Nim lost a bit of time in that hub over Mimik. Once again, the small time bleeding that Mimik wants to take advantage of. Yeah, in the last 2 years, Amy has dropped by a minute. Shoutouts to Banana Clip and Wolf Float in this level. Also, shout out to the elevator skip. I don't remember the name for it. Elevator wall run?
Oh yeah, the elevator wall run. This was hell. This was such a hell of an
Such
era.
a funny strat. Why
Oh
the
my
fuck
God.
did people think that was faster?
Yeah. I mean, it was at least a little bit faster, but when fast float was found, Pasta was like, okay, this is definitely the new skill
Fast
of
float.
Amy. And then Nixer found Banana Clip, and then from there
And
it
then
was just like,
boom.
okay, well, wall run's dead now. It's over.
Based and epic. Because wall float, or wall run, what the fuck was that? Nightmare. Anyways, both of these runners have entered the doors corridor. This, of course, a 1 in 5 chance. You want to get an early door, especially if you're Nim here. It closes out any advantage that Mimik could get from doors. Nim got a first door. This will probably take back any lead. Ooh, never mind. I spoke too soon. 1 and 2. Mimik getting door 2, saving himself a little bit with that. Just losing 5 seconds. Each door saves 5 seconds over the next. So, Mimik thanking RNG as he has been blessed today with door 2. Though Nim has had good RNG throughout this entire run, with maybe an exception in Skydeck. That RNG was nasty, but the other stages have been pretty good.
The movement has just been very, very nice throughout all of the stories. It seems like levels are a little bit rough for both runners. There's like quite the
Yeah,
little
definitely.
bit of mess-ups, but
both
when
of
it
them
comes
have
to
been making
actual-
mistakes.
Yeah, yeah, and but when it comes to actual hub movement, it's like it's genuinely very good from what I've seen so far.
Yeah, and the tiny mistakes, they seem to just be trading back and forth. So if Nim messes up a hub, Mimik gets second door. So on and so forth. The tiny mistakes on each side, keeping this race pretty close. The RTA sync just a few seconds off. But of course, there's another whole story. Mimik is not out of the running yet, especially with how close this gap is. Ooh, actually, I believe the gap is probably widened a bit. There's about a minute between the two runners now
Mimik
because
goes
of
for
the
zero
timer.
strat.
Mimik
Oh.
goes for a zero straddle, right?
Yeah, the TAS version of it, but yeah, you cannot be lucky every time. There needs to be a very, very precise setup to actually make it work.
Yeah, definitely.
But then both runners right now are heading into Gamma, which is probably the most consistent story of all three, but definitely one of the most deadly that there can be also in there, because it's one of the most underrated when it comes to difficulty, I guess, in the entire game. So, especially after running two of the very, very hard categories, Gamma is a place where runners most likely will tend to sleep, and then one mistake will literally do the difference in a race. So
Yeah,
nothing is
definitely
won,
agree.
nothing is lost yet. We'll see how it goes.
Gamma is a silent assassin. It can very, very easily sneak up on you and just take you out of the race. But
Oh, we got an RTA Sing back.
RTA sync Pog. Yeah, Nim did lose a second or two because of his pathing in Final Egg and missing a shot on Sonic for a little bit. I believe they're about a minute apart still. But the RTA sync is beautiful. Both of them finishing up beta. I believe Nim got a jump while Mimik did not.
Yeah, that's exactly why Mimik
Sad.
saved the second, and probably a little bit more in RTA. Due to 62 FPS while Nim is on 60, so timer is definitely lower on Nim's side, but Mimik is definitely ahead RTA side, which makes sense. But then both runners right now are heading into Emerald Coast, so we'll see some pillar jumps, hopefully. I don't know if Nim's going to take it safe, but I know Mimik will risk it for the biscuits.
Mimik likes playing it risky. Nim, I imagine, will go for it and very slowly. Ooh, Mimik hitting a fantastic fast pillars, but of course not done yet. Hitting that jump to the Cabana. And Both of them nail Emerald Coast. Nim did take it a bit slower, but ensures that he doesn't fall off. Plays that very, very cleanly, with Mimik going a little bit faster, so he saves some time. Both of our runners capturing Froggy with relative ease. That they made that look very easy.
Do you think Mimik will go for a wall ride once again? I hope not.
If we see Wall Ride again, we should just call off the tournament and call Mimik the winner.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm down. I'm down.
I'm not. I'm not sure. I hope we see it again. It'd be good content.
Yeah, because it's so hard.
Mimik.
Wall ride is so hard to just gamble on.
Mimik hitting it twice in one day would be absolute crack.
Yep, absolutely pinnacle of gaming. It's just ridiculous.
Both of our runners now getting the jet booster. The jet booster, such a broken upgrade. I love this thing.
Yep.
Makes Gamma by far the most interesting story route-wise, I believe. Mimik getting a good clip into Hot Shelter. Nim getting a bit of a messy start, but luckily closing out the clip with relative ease. Mimik getting the clip out of the first corridor. We'll see if Nim can hit that.
So Mimik will go a little bit on the left side.
Ooh, Nim gets the clip out.
Oh, both of them got it. That's nice.
But Nim also did not hit the jump. We'll have to do box jump. Very easy. No wall ride from Mimik, at least yet. But Nim coming up on the wall run. Mimik getting it second try. Good angle. Has to now clip back in. Nim missing his first attempt.
Both runners filling out on the first try, very understandable. This is after 2 whole stories, so...
That angle looks good. The jump is good. Mimik, in the meantime, has clipped back in. Now Nimputs has to watch out for a soft lock because he does left side. He likes left side a bit more, a bit safer. Like I said many times, he plays it safe, plays what he knows. And left side is definitely the safer option between the two, but it is a few seconds slower, so Mimik will be saving a few seconds over Nim in this IL, I believe.
Very good Zeta, like a pretty strong Zeta out here for Mimik.
Yeah, Mimik wiping the floor with Zeta as he saves quite a chunk of time. Nim taking care of Zeta. Mimik quitting out to the trial menu. I believe Nim also quits out to the trial menu immediately after Hot Shelter, though, so we should see them both in Red Mountain very soon. Like I said before, that was a very good clip from Mimik, but like I said before, Mimik is not ahead, not yet, as Nim enters Red Mountain. He is ahead RTA, but IGT is the aspect we're looking for. Nim, ooh, very close to the first try clip out. I believe moved his stick a little bit too early. It's Mimik. No jump, a good boss fight.
That was really good from Mimik's side, but this is going to be very rough because there's not a lot left that can.
There is not a lot left.
Save Mimik from this. Nim is just playing very well, consistently well, and Mimik is kind of backing up a little bit at a time, but it's...
He's making a very slow comeback if he comes back at all. He leaves Hot Shelter with a 29-13, or leaves Red Mountain with a 29-13, I believe. With Nim leaving at about a 28-32, if I do my math right. Uh-oh, Mimik struggling with this clip out of Windy Valley. He's very low. I don't know if he makes it to the top platform. Yeah, you have to hit the bottom platform, but he's still aiming straight for where he would had he had a little more height. Nim swapping into free camera. Nim does notably take a slower strat here, going much higher with the spring. It is safer, but I think even with Mimik's height, Mimik should gain time over Nim because Nim has to drop super low, or has to drop a lot before entering the boss arena, or to enter the boss arena, I guess would be more correct.
I believe Mimik was behind Nim by around 40 seconds.
Yeah.
So if Nim loses a little bit of time over Mimik here, it'll be going down to in the 30s. And after that, we have pure hub movement, and then it'll be a beta mark 2. So
It was 30-29 exit Windy Valley for Mimik, and Nim leaving with a 29-49, I believe? A 29-49.
exactly
That's
40 seconds, I believe.
exactly 40 seconds.
Ooh.
Ooh, Mimik going for the faster death strat. Oh, missing it though. Nim struggling with the camera angle into Sonic, but
Oh, but I believe Mimik did Sonic first. Nim still has to do it.
well, no, both of them quit out immediately after Hot Shelter, actually. I believe.
Oh, really? Oh.
I believe so. Because Mimik also had that angle. He's just a lot better with free cam, the angle there.
Brain fart
But
moment.
this, I love this hub movement. It's so bad. But quits out at 31-47. This is a super close race still. I think, I don't know, early shot can't save this, but it's not over until the final boss is dead. Mimik will be in the final boss first. So Mimik basically has to hit early shot first try in order to even have a chance, but even then, I don't know if he will. A 31:08 exit for Nim from Red Mountain.
39 seconds of difference.
Oh
Mimik
no,
missing
early shot.
This is... Oh, Mimik needs...
Not restarting for it either. I think this might be the nail in the coffin. Restarting for it once or twice is still faster than not doing it at all, but Nim might take this one. This is super close. Mimik, shout out to Mimik's mouse cursor. It is on screen.
It has been on screen for a long time.
I just saw that. Nim not hitting early shot, but at this point he doesn't need to. Opting to restart for it makes this race a little bit closer.
Brings up a little bit of spice to the plate, but I don't think this is...
I don't think it's enough. Unless Nim chokes the bag, dies at the very end here, which has happened. Mimik has lost this match, I believe. We have seen it before, a 33-36. Nim still well in the lead with barely 30 seconds of this fight to go, I believe. He'll be likely winning by about 30 seconds.
Him taking the time to get the rings here, probably knowing about the lead, and just wanting to kind of stay strong in there. Oh, the ring
Ooh,
drop
this is
there.
dangerous with the missiles chasing him. But...
Oh, he's out there.
Oh no, he doesn't have any rings. I'm scared.
Okay. Nim
Oh, but he takes it. Oh. And he takes it. One ring remaining here. Basically impossible for him to die. A 33:05, exactly 31 seconds between the two.
Wow.
Mimik.
This is really... Oh my god, Hedgehog Hammer really...
Hedgehog Hammer was a big part of that. That's like a 25-second time loss or something.
Around that, yeah. This is just... It was mainly due to RNG and Hedgehog Hammer, which is also RNG. So Mimik really didn't get blessed this one, which
Yeah,
is really
RNG
unfortunate.
was not on Mimik's side as hard as it was on Nim's. Both of the runners played fairly similarly, but Nim and Mimik joining us in the commentary booth. Nim has taken it, and with that, Mimik, you are out of the tournament. Any thoughts as you take the loss?
Fuck it, Jughammer.
Shoutouts.
True.
Oh
true.
man, I'm so sorry that happened.
This is so unfortunate.
Hold on, I have to sneeze.
I feel bad for winning now. That
Nightmare,
shouldn't be
nightmare,
happening.
nightmare.
No. You played. I mean, Hedgehog
Yeah.
Hammer is definitely not over 30 seconds, but
Yeah,
Nimputs, you came
even
in
Is it
I
second.
think
not?
even with the Hedgehog Hammer miss, which is super unfortunate, I don't think it would be enough to make the difference up. It'd be way closer.
Wait,
It'd be like
Yeah.
5 to 6 seconds closer, or 5 to 6 seconds between the two, I think. Because I think if I'm correct, my timing's notoriously bad, but I think it's about a 25-second time loss to miss Hedgehog Hammer. But you guys both played very similarly, both very close to each other.
we've seen a lot of RTA syncs and a lot of
A
similar
lot of
strats. And
RTA sync.
yeah. It was a very nice race. Looking, it was just unfortunate for the RNG on Mimik side, and
Yeah.
also quite unfortunate on some levels for Nim too. Door 1 and RNG on Knuckles definitely helped throughout the win, but I believe both of you played amazingly. So congratulations.
Ultimately, I do think it wasn't one specific thing. It was a few things and then Hedgehog Hammer.
Yeah.
A lot of small mistakes on both sides, but
Mm.
ultimately heading up to be a bit more for Mimik. But
I can't believe I got like first door again. Like I actually earlier today, she went in the game, went